Okay, well, let's take a moment to charge it up, get it ready for you, and then we'll run through what it can do. Okay, a little press on the button, holding, 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 holding. Boom, there's a vibration and it pops right up. It doesn't take any time to boot. And we've got a black and whitish screen with some color down below. Let's run through things. There's a little button down on the front. There's our sports section. We press and hold on that. And we don't go anywhere. This is just showing us our step count, calories burned, and distance traveled. There's your last night's sleep time. Here's your measurement of the heart rate, and it'll show you your last accumulated heart rate information. Training, it's really tricky to get this right, lets you go through all these different types of training, walking and running and cycling. There's no GPS in this watch, so it's going to base everything pretty much on, the vibration of the step count. Swimming, so that tells you that the watch is definitely waterproof. And then press to hold to get back. And there's your training information. We'll play with that a little more. Here's messages if you're tethered to your phone. You can measure your blood pressure here and your blood oxygen there. There's the shutter for taking selfie pictures when you're tethered, and a music player to play music out of your phone. And then others, when you press and hold, gives you a stopwatch, your mute button for sound, I guess, a reset, power off, brightness. There's the DeFit QR code, and back again. I wanted to check this. Mute off, mute on. Takes away the vibration. Okay, there is no sound. There's just the vibration there. And now mute is off, which means that the watch will vibrate. And of course, then back will get us back, or you just wait for it to time out again. And we're back to the overall watch face. Press and hold gives you your basic version and information, and, well, press and hold again. See, I can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. There's really no swiping. It's pressing the button here. Get back to the watch faces, press and hold again. That's how you get to the power off or reset or cancel out of that. That's an overview of all of this. I haven't figured out how to change watch faces yet. Let's try the heart rate. Press and hold, and it's going to start measuring using the green diode in the back. And we're going to give it a moment to see if it's going to pick anything up off of thin air. That's our first test. So far looks good, so I'll use my finger to cover it. We'll let it... Whoa, long press to measure. Okay, it timed out on us. Well, let's press and start it again, this time with the finger there. Give it a little bit of time to see if it'll acquire my heart rate. This is one of those that does all three, which is interesting, the heart rate, the blood pressure, and the blood oxygen. Wow, that was quick. It vibrated, and it's locked in on the final number. And then, of course, it's moved on. Training messages. Let's measure the blood pressure. Okay, same thing. I'm holding on to it. Takes a little while to do this in the demos, but considering we're just whipping through this watch really quickly, I want to take a moment so you can see basically how long it takes to do this. And theoretically, because it's working off of the optical light, which is checking the blood moving through your capillaries, you don't necessarily have to have this on your left wrist and all of the stuff like you would with a cuff that's measuring pressure. It's deriving the blood pressure through a calculation based on what it's picking up from your finger. 103/62, that's a little low, I think. Blood oxygen is the next one. Usually that's 95% or higher in most people, but something that you could use to see how well your blood is oxygenated when you're out working out, and it comes up with an answer pretty quickly on that too. The tethering stuff, we're going to skip all of that and let you play with that on your own. And again, you can check the review of the tethering app in the show notes. We'll have that there for you. We have a built-in stopwatch. And another question we often have, if you start the stopwatch and just go about your day, is it going to continue to run in the background? You see that the screen went dark to save on battery, but if we touch it, yep, it's still running. Hours, minutes, seconds, and tenths and hundredths. And I guess touching it is how you stop it. There doesn't appear to be any lap time. And that last tap, and it vibrated, stopped it, and then the next tap reset and started it all over again. Okay, now I can't get out of here. That's one other thing, I don't believe. Yeah, I guess I can. But the question is now, did that stop the stopwatch, right? I know, there's so many things to think about in these watches. There's the data showing up, you see, in the measurement areas. Yeah, it did. So when you bail out of it by pushing the side button, it turns it off. Okay, anything else you want to know about this? It's a quick review.